Russian strikes reportedly killed 25 across Ukraine, including inmates and civilians. The introduction of the new HIV drug by the World Health Organization. This and more in this newscast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on this edition of the Primetime Newscast on ABAKWA Television. For presentation, I am Gashi Sharon. Let's kickstart the news in the Southwest region, where the Divisional Officer of Boya has installed 36 vigilantes dubbed the Peacekeeping Force in Muya, a neighborhood prone to insecurity during the 8 years of the Anglophone crisis. They were installed today at the Upper Munya Palace in an event attended by the security officials, traditional rulers, and other dignitaries. The effort, spearheaded by Chief Molinge Edward, is aimed to bolster security in Muya, weeks after separatist fighters publicly executed a man accused of doing business on Monday lockdowns. While installing the vigilantes, Mr. Abba Abdurrahman also pledged to push for stable electricity supply in Muya amid a prolonged power cut. Let's take you over to the center region, where the ICT University, located in the heart of Yaoundé, celebrated the graduation of approximately 300 students from its 8th batch, known for its US curriculum in ICT. Menyam Sibel has details in this report.
However, the event has sparked considerable debate on social media, with many Cameroonians expressing skepticism about the university's impact. One user, Bayangi Pikin, questioned the effectiveness of the program by asking, the 8th batch, what about the previous batches? How many jobs have they created? The sentiment reflects a broader frustration with the perceived lack of job opportunities for graduates in the country. Critics have suggested that many of the new graduates may end up seeking informal work, with some humorously predicting that 150 will start selling Bon Francois. This highlights ongoing concerns about the job market in Cameroon, where many young people feel their degrees do not lead to meaningful employment. Additionally, doubts have been raised regarding the international recognition of the university's credentials. Many commenters have voiced their discontent over the high tuition fees, questioning whether the education received justifies the cost. One individual even recommended the Catholic University as a better alternative, calling the situation a waste of resources. Despite these criticisms, some voices have offered congratulations to the graduates, recognizing their achievements and potential contributions to society. Nonetheless, the overarching narrative remains one of concern, particularly among the youth, who continue to struggle with the disconnect between education and employment opportunities. As the ICT University in Yaoundé celebrates its graduates, it faces the challenge of addressing these critiques and demonstrating the real-world value of its programs. The conversation about job opportunities for graduates in Cameroon is ongoing, as many seek not just certificates but avenues to success in their career.
And still on news within the country, Japan has just renewed its support for Cameroon's agricultural development by financing the continental fish farming sector promoting project, that's PROFIB, to the tune of 1.2 billion. Staff lady for Schneider compiled this for the report.
The official launch was chaired in Yaoundé by the Minister of Fisheries, Livestock and Animal Industries, Dr. Taiga, in the presence of representatives of the Japanese Embassy. This project is part of the Integrated Fisheries and Agro-Pastoral Import Substitution Plan currently being implemented in Cameroon. The objective is to reduce the country's dependence on fish imports by strengthening local production capacities through the development of modern and sustainable fish farms. The minister recalled that Cameroon has an annual deficit of more than 476,000 tons of fishery products. This deficiency pushes the country to massively import fish, making the fishing sector alongside rice one of the main contributors to the chronic trade balance deficit. Japanese funding will notably make it possible to cover the cost of experts mobilized in the implementation of the project over a period of 5 years. This capacity building aims to professionalize the fish farming sector, improve yields, and boost the fish value chain in Cameroon. Profif joins a long list of Japanese-Cameroonian cooperation initiatives in the royal sector. Japan, through its International Cooperation Agency, has been supporting the agricultural fields, livestock, health, and education in Cameroon for several years. With this new project, the Cameroonian authorities hope to initiate a turning point in food security while creating the jobs in the rural areas and reducing the import bill.
And on to a political update. The Constitutional Council has begun reviewing the 35 petitions filed by the various candidates who are contesting the decisions made by ELECAM. The Constitutional Council has 10 days to pass their judgment. Some of the candidates are Blessing Ping, Dibamu Andre Marie, Taylor Onana Leon, Kiso Betin, Ramani Yi, Oved Jean, Bibiongono, Dim Jacob, Mwafo Gabriel, Maurice Kamto Ondwa Obga Alfred, Christian Moulende, Yebga Dieudonné, Bouba Michel, Eyom Eboko Pierre, Robert Kona, Bello Yaya, and Abubakar Bello. And onto foreign news, at least 25 innocent lives were lost in a fresh wave of Russian airstrikes across the Ukraine overnight and into Tuesday morning. Our correspondent compiled this for the reports. The recent increase in Russia airstrikes on the Ukraine has led to a tragic loss of civilians' lives and widespread outrage. Ukrainian officials have reported at least 25 deaths, including 16 inmates who died in Bilenki prison in Zaporizhzhia. Due to targeted bombings, more casualties were noted in the Kharkiv and Dnipropetrovsk regions, where civilians face attacks while waiting for humanitarian aid inside a hospital. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the strike as acts of mass murder, calling on the international community to impose strict sanctions on Russia to stop its violence. In response, US President Donald Trump set a quick deadline for Russia to agree to a ceasefire by August 8, warning that not complying would result in heavy sanctions. While Russia claims it is making progress in eastern Ukraine, Kyiv disputes these assertions. Moreover, Russia accused Ukraine of launching drone strikes on its territory, leading to additional fatalities. This situation highlights the harsh realities of the ongoing conflict and underscores the pressing need for a diplomatic solution and international act to protect civilians and restore peace. And onto health news, the World Health Organization has introduced a revolutionary HIV prevention drug, injectable lenacapavir, which will be taken twice a year instead of antiretroviral drug. What transpired? Non Kelly has answers in this report.
The World Health Organization has introduced a revolutionary HIV prevention drug, injectable lenacapavir, which will be taken just twice a year instead of antiretroviral drugs, some of which are taken twice a day. Lenacapavir was unveiled at the just-ended International AIDS Society Conference in Kigali, Rwanda, and could transform the global fight against HIV. It works by basically preventing HIV replication in the body. Its recent popularity is brought about by the fact that it has a long half-life in the body, meaning dosages every day are dealt with. The first 100% effective HIV prevention drug is approved and going global. With just 2 injections of lenacapavir per year, offer protection as effective as daily PrEP pills, marking a turning point in the fight against HIV. It reflects how medical AI and biotech accelerate breakthroughs that reshape public health on a global scale. A promising glimpse into the future where prevention becomes effortless. The World Health Organization describes lenacapavir as a landmark policy stage action to reshape HIV prevention as it offers a long-acting alternative to daily oral pre-exposure prophylaxis and other injectables like cabotegravir. As of 2023, approximately 500,000 people were living with HIV in Cameroon, according to estimates from the UNAIDS and other sources.
And it is on this note, ladies and gentlemen, that we have come to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast on ABAKWA Television. The news was produced by Logan Brandon, supervised by the station's director, King Wills, coordinated by the entire news desk of ABAKWA Television. And for presentation, I am Gashi Sharon. Do stay in the company of more interesting programs coming up on ABAKWA Television. Thanks for watching. Good night.